What's up, guys? My name is Stoody, and I'd like to welcome you all to episode 2 of the Kicking Snags with Stoody podcast. In today's episode, I've got a very special guest, and I'd like to welcome Kicking Goals with Nick to the podcast.
G'day, Stoody. How's it going, mate?
Yeah, not too bad. So, we've known each other for 8 years or something like that.
Yeah, since 2016 or something.
Yeah, so, and yesterday for the first time we actually met. And then we went to the footy last night, didn't we?
Yeah, we did.
Yeah, so Carlton versus Port Adelaide at Marvel. I'm obviously not the result you were hoping for, Nick.
Nah, it was a really disappointing game by my Blues.
Yeah, Carlton did have a pretty good lead in the second quarter, but then Port played pretty well in the second half and got the win in the end. So yeah.
Yeah, it was a good first half by Carlton, especially in that second quarter. But in the second half, we struggled to kick goals, and Port ran all over the top of us.
Yeah, so it did get close, which, you know, as a neutral was pretty entertaining, but obviously for Nick, it wasn't the best night for him. So yeah, we didn't get home till like after midnight. You know, I live almost an hour away from Marvel, so it takes a while to get there and get back and all of that. So yeah, what do we plan on doing today, Nick?
Oh, we're going to go to the St Kilda versus Essendon game this afternoon.
Yeah, so that should be a pretty good game. So Essendon just inside the 8 at the moment. A massive game for them. Do you think this is a must-win game for Essendon?
Yeah, definitely. If there are any chance of playing finals, but I wouldn't be surprised if St Kilda get up.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised either. I think it's going to be a really close game. If Essendon lose this, I definitely don't think they'll make finals. It's a massive game for them. So yeah, we might be meeting up with a few people at the game as well. So Cardi, Sammy, and your mate Tom.
Yeah, maybe.
And Scoops is actually going to the game, so
I
think I might be meeting him at half time or something like that. And because apparently he's meeting up with Cardi at half time, so yeah, I might meet them both at half time or something like that. And yeah, it should be a good day at the footy. Then you're going to a party after that.
Yeah.
You're gonna have a few beers.
Yeah, it depends.
Yeah, so yeah, pretty big weekend for us. Anyway, so Nick, did you want to like introduce yourself for anyone who like might not know who you are?
Well, my name is Nick. Obviously, I've got a YouTube channel called Kicking Goals with Nick. I was known as Nick Valerio back in the day. I had an old YouTube channel called Nick Valerio, but that got falsely taken down.
Yeah, what happened there?
I don't know. Someone was reporting my videos and it got falsely terminated. I don't know who it was who took it down, but yeah, but I was really annoyed when that happened at the time.
Yeah, I don't know what videos could have possibly been taken down. What terms of services they
Yeah.
broke? Yeah, so how long have you been on YouTube?
I started YouTube way back in 2012.
Oh, do you remember your first video?
Yeah, I remember I was doing singing videos even though I was shit at singing.
Oh, yeah, I did see some of them. I think you're saying I love it when Collingwood choke.
yeah, I remember doing that one.
Yeah, did that get many views?
I think it did actually.
Yeah, that's pretty good. I remember I stole that song off of the person that originally posted and like just put pictures of like Collingwood players or whatever in it. and it got like 14,000 views. Then they copyright striked me.
Huh.
So, yeah, I think that happened a couple of times actually. I did that.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, do you have like a favorite video that you've ever done?
Oh, I'm not sure to be honest, to tell you the truth, Stoody. But I remember the one video. It was a singing video that got the most views ever. It got. It was called "They See Me Rolling."
Yeah.
It was a song that I sang, and it got so many views for some reason.
Yeah. Sometimes it's always the most random videos that get a lot of views.
Yeah.
Yeah. What do you think is like your favorite AFL community moment?
Oh, I reckon. Well, last year I was in Adelaide for gather round, and um, Cardi and Sammy and a few others wanted me to take my shirt off, and I was running in the Rundle Mall and I slipped over.
Oh yeah, I did see that one. Yeah, that looked like it might have been a bit painful.
Yeah, and it was raining that night too, so that didn't help.
Yeah. Uh, yeah. Have you have you had any like run-ins with many people on YouTube?
Yeah, well, I've seen Cardman 22 a few times. I've seen Sammy G. I've seen a few people from the AFL community.
Oh yeah. So 'cause I've only met you and Cardi
Yeah,
so far, but that might change later today. So who like obviously sometimes you have beef with people
yeah.
like online, and who do you reckon's like what was like the funniest moment with someone you had beef with? Do you think?
Oh, that's a good question. I remember way back in 2016 when I first met you. Um, we, were- we were um, we were trolling Ronan 79
Yeah,
because he was what do you call it? He's has always been so sensitive,
and
and
you're just angry at
he
everyone.
was always angry, and and I used to stir him up a bit back in the
Yeah,
day.
yeah. What's your favorite Ronan quote?
Ah, that's easy. Listen here, you dickhead. Nicholas, or should I say Nick? We don't take drugs, you dumb fuckwit. I'm gonna report you to the police, dickhead.
Yeah, that definitely is a really good one. My personal favorite is "It's space, you dickhead." One of my favorites. Or I turned 37 years old 11 days ago, 10 days ago, make that 3 days ago or whatever it was.
Yeah,
I couldn't even remember his own birthday. And yeah, so some funny moments when it came with Ronan. Anyway, you're obviously a massive Carlton supporter.
yeah.
How long have you supported Carlton?
I've supported the Blues since 2009. And I've yet to see a premiership. I know you've
Yeah,
seen a premiership with Richmond 3 times.
yeah obviously pretty lucky to see a few premierships. They don't always come around often. Yeah, like obviously there's some teams that haven't won in like 60 years, like St Kilda for example, only winning one flag.
Yeah,
So yeah, obviously supporters of St Kilda wouldn't be too happy with that. Haven't seen very many premierships, but yeah, what made you pick Carlton as your team?
well, my dad went for Carlton when he was younger, and I sort of followed him.
So basically, you just went with family.
Yeah,
You know, I didn't go with family, obviously.
yeah.
I just picked Richmond because I liked them when I was about 4 or 5, and yeah, just always stuck by them. So Yeah, what's your favourite Carlton moment?
Oh, well, I loved it last year when we won the semi final when Blake Acres kicked the winning goal in the
Oh,
final
yeah.
minute, and also I went to Carlton versus Sydney last year in the elimination final with Sammy and Geordie Pluto. I was there with both of them, and that was a really close game in the end. Like Sydney came back hard in the end, and the whole crowd was really loud because it was the final, obviously, and it was good to see Carlton winning in the final.
Yeah, that would have been a really good game to go to for certain. I've never been to a final, but I'd like to go to one day. So yeah, that's obviously a good moment there. What was like your least favourite Carlton moment?
Oh, well, I know, I hated when Robbie Gray kicked the goal after the siren back in 2020 when it was COVID year.
Yeah, that obviously it's never fun when your team loses after the siren. Certain.
I also hated when Jamie Elliott kicked that goal to end our season in 2022. That really heartbroke me.
Yeah,
That was on my mind for a long time.
yeah, that was a pretty brutal when that happened. So you're into quite a few sports. So
Yeah.
what sports do you follow other than AFL?
Well, I'm a massive Boston Celtics supporter from the
Yeah,
NBA. We won the championship, so
yeah,
I was happy about that. Like that's the first championship I've ever witnessed in my life. I watched Game Five when we beat the Mavericks, and
yeah,
I was happy with Jason Tatum and Jalen Brown combining in the finals, and yeah, I was surprised when Jalen Brown won the finals MVP for us. Like, I thought it was going to be Tatum, but it didn't really matter. They've both signed massive contracts to stay with us for the future, so who knows, might get more championships in years to come.
yeah. Definitely a pretty big championship window. So what about like cricket and all that?
Cricket, well, followed our country, Australia, Cricket Australia, and in the Big Bash, I go for the Adelaide Strikers. Even though I'm not from South Australia, but I do like their players. Travis Head, Chris Leedon, Alex Carey, yeah, and a few other players. Oh,
You did get to witness one flag from the Strikers as well.
yeah, yeah, that was in 2018. We beat the Hurricanes back then.
Yeah, I don't really remember much of that game to be honest. I don't even know if I watched it to be honest. But yeah, one's better than zero.
Yeah.
Sure, there's a few Stars and Hurricane supporters watching this. Is there any other sports you're into?
Yeah, I followed the NBL, which is Australian basketball. I go for Melbourne United. A massive Chris Golding fan. Have been He's been a legend at the club. Yeah, I've seen Melbourne United win a couple of championships in my time. It could have been three last year if Tasmania didn't beat us. Finals, didn't it? We were robbed in that game.
Yeah, I don't really follow the NBL. Like I followed it for like 1 year when I moved to Townsville, and I was a Townsville Crocs supporter, but then they folded. Like after that, I didn't really watch it. If I was to like pick a team, I'd probably end up going Melbourne United
Yeah,
because I heard they used to be the Tigers.
yeah. Melbourne Tigers. They were. Used to be called the Mum Tigers back in the day.
So that would be a pretty good reason to pick Melbourne United, I think. If it was to pick a team. Are there any others?
Yeah, I do. I do follow the NRL. I go for this Melbourne Storm. Seen them win a couple of premierships. I go for Melbourne victory in soccer. I know you don't like soccer,
Yeah.
but I've been a Melbourne victory supporter. I've seen them win a couple of championships as well.
Yeah, the Melbourne Storm seem to always be up there in pretty much every season. So I always hear about the Storm being contenders for the flag.
Yeah,
Yeah, it looks like they're pretty dominant. I heard that they won the flag in their first ever season.
yeah.
Yeah, that's pretty insane. So since you make videos related to AFL, I'm assuming you watch some of the other AFL YouTubers. Do you have any favourites?
Well, I'll always watch Carmen 22's videos a lot when he uploads. I watch his live streams. Sometimes I watch Sammy GXC's. I also watch a few others as well. I don't watch much of Scoops. Um, I know he does sometimes. I know he did um, a music video called Scoops.
Yeah, I saw that one. I actually reacted to that one. Yeah, and it was pretty cool to see Scoops be inspired by my music videos, I think. But yeah, Scoops, he mainly interviews VFLW players. So yeah, obviously he likes to promote the women's football. So yeah, it's pretty good of him to promote the women's football, obviously. Some of his haters think that he has other intentions. But yeah, who knows what his intentions actually are. But yeah, I'll just assume he's promoting women's football because the AFL don't really take it that serious. Um, and yeah, so obviously I join Cardi's streams quite a bit. Uh, what's your favorite kind of stream to watch?
Well, I like when he reacts to other people's YouTube videos.
Yeah, I like those ones as well.
Also, sometimes I like when he reacts to AFL matches.
Yeah, that can be entertaining when St Kilda are playing, that's for sure. And also, I don't mind when he does geo guesses. Well, I've only joined his geo guesser game once, and one of the locations on GeoGuessr was Oak Park, which when we go on the train to the footy, we end up stopping at Oak Park. So yeah, when during that Oak Park round in GeoGuessr, I did pretty well, obviously. And yeah, I don't know if there's many other AFL YouTubers that stream a lot. I feel like most of them just do live reactions to games, whereas Cardi seems to do a whole range of live streams. Yeah. Do you have any favorite videos that anyone in the AFL community has made?
Well, I know I like your Stoody's the best video.
Yeah. Yeah, it's probably one of my favorite videos that I've made because yeah, I think quite a few people liked it and it got quite a bit of views. So yeah, my favorite video that you've ever made, probably either the ones you did on Ronan or the one where you drank a bottle of water.
I remember
And
that.
you did that challenge about 6 or 7 times, and you like kept improving every time.
Yeah.
I think the first time you weren't really trying that much,
No, I wasn't.
and then like as time went on, you were actually trying to do it as fast as you can.
Yeah.
It inspired me to do that challenge as well. And yeah, someone else like in 2016 did the challenge. Like he had a bottle of water and he just like crushed the bottle of water and like drank the whole bottle in like 1 second.
Oh.
I don't know how he did that, but yeah, he. As I said, if you can beat my time, you get a shout out. And he beat my time obviously because he drank it all in like 1 second.
Yeah.
And then at the end of the video, he's like, "Where's my shout out?"
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't think I ever gave him that shout out to be honest.
Yeah.
So, what's your like favorite thing to do like outside of AFL?
Oh. Well, I like I like hanging out with family. And I also I like like playing PS5. Like I like playing NBA 2K, and I also like playing AFL games and cricket games and other games and stuff.
Yeah, it's fair enough. Um, yeah, like when I'm not doing AFL videos or whatever, I'm probably playing NBA 2K as well, quite a bit. And yeah, so what's like your all-time favorite game?
Well, in my opinion, I I'm a huge fan of Mario Kart, and and I know Ashley Collar loves playing Mario Kart as well. Um, and loved playing Mario Kart on the old Nintendo 64 because that was I was brought up when I was growing up.
Fair enough. My favorite game ever was probably Call of Duty Black Ops 2. That was my favorite ever game, and then COD kind of went to shit after that. And yeah, and since then it's been mainly just NBA 2K or any AFL/cricket game that has come out since then. Yeah. Anyway, do you have like any dogs or anything?
Not at the moment, but I've had dogs and cats in the past.
Do you have like any favorite animals?
My favorite animals are dogs.
Fair enough. My dog Cree is definitely like the best dog I've ever had. He's a very good dog, very loyal dog. So yeah, he's definitely my favourite dog, and you were the first person in the AFL community to actually meet Creed.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's pretty cool. Alright, so if Carlton were not in the league, who do you think like you'd go for? Like if Carlton just randomly folded?
That's a good question there, Stoody. Carlton weren't in the league. I'd probably maybe go for the um yeah, I'd, I'd have to say maybe the Western Bulldogs maybe.
Oh yeah. Me, like I'd probably just wait for Tasmania during the competition and like go for them if like I was in that situation.
The new Tasmania team
Yeah,
that's coming out in a few years' time.
that's probably what I'd end up doing. And then I'd just be a neutral for a few years. So what's the most amount of beers you've had in like one night?
Oh, I remember one night I'm really drunk, and I remember I had like 14 beers in one night.
Yeah, it's a pretty decent amount of beers.
Yeah.
The most I've had is 20. And like on my 20th, I had the beer in my hand. I was like, this is my 20th beer, and then I went to drink it, but missed my mouth and got the beer all over me.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was probably the drunkest I've ever been. And on grand final day last year, I drank 16 beers. So yeah, had a pretty big night that night as well. Uh, and yeah, I think one night at the pub I had about 14 beers as well. Yeah, that was a big night. Who do you think would be like your favorite AFL player?
Well, my favourite player is Patrick Cripps from Carlton.
I can understand why he'd be your favorite. Do you have like any other favorites from like the past?
Uh, well, well, before Cripps it was Chris Judd.
Yeah, yeah, Judd was pretty good. Won a couple of Brownlows premiership. Yeah, so my favourite players probably Dustin Martin, Matthew Richardson, obviously Jack Riewoldt, Trent Cotchin, and I was a massive fan of Nathan Brown when I first started watching footy, and then he broke his leg. Yeah, they're my favourite Richmond players ever. Um, do you have any like AFL players you really hate?
Oh, hate Tex Walker and Toby Green. I also hated Stephen Milne back in the day.
Yeah, I hated all those players as well. I think Stephen Mill actually got done for rape, like in 2004 or something. Like, yeah, he was not a good bloke at all.
No, he wasn't.
And I remember Nick Malthouse actually called him a rapist one night when Collingwood were versing St Kilda. Like at the end of the quarter, like Nick Malthouse walked past Stephen Milne and called him a rapist. I think he got like fined for it or something. Yeah, that was pretty interesting.
Yeah.
If you were to go back in time, what time would you go back to, and like what would you do?
Um. Oh, that's a good question, man. I'm not sure to tell you the truth.
Would it be like during your lifetime or like way back in the past?
Maybe way back in the past, maybe.
Yeah, for me, like I either go back to like the 70s or 80s and live life in that time. I think life would have been a lot better back then. Or I would just go back like the late 2000s or something and like do YouTube again and like think I'd do definitely a lot better the next time around on YouTube. I sort of knew what I was doing at that time. And yeah, maybe I'd be the number one AFL YouTuber or something at this point if I could do that. Have you like ever played the pokies or anything at the pub?
Yeah, I have played pokies a bit in the past, but I haven't had much luck in winning anything really big.
What's the most you like ever won?
I think the most I've ever won was like $80.
What sort of bets do you do?
Oh, well, I don't really understand them much, so I get people to help me.
So they can be like hard to understand at times. Like there's people that do like $5 bets for like each spin.
Yeah,
So if they put $100 in and like it's only like let's say 20 spins, and if they get nothing from that 20 spins, they lose their $100 in like 2 minutes. So yeah, I have done $5 bets, but you can win like a heap doing really big bets. And like I think the most I've won is like 1,500. That was like, I forgot what the machine was called, but like it was one of the ones that you could either lose a lot of money or win big, and I won big. Yeah, and won a couple of majors as well, a few times. Never won the Grand though. Hopefully one day win the Grand. Do you bet on footy or anything like that?
No, I don't really.
Yeah, me neither really. Like people like to show me what their bets are and all that, and it's like I don't really care that much. Yeah, I'd rather just I prefer Supercoach scores really. Yeah, a lot more about Supercoach scores than anything. You know what like your best ever ranking was in Supercoach for a season?
Uh, I don't really look at the rankings. To be fair with you,
And you're not that much into it.
nah, not really.
Do you know like what your highest score was or anything?
Um, Probably in the 2000s or something.
Yeah, probably well, most people score like over 2,000 every week. That's where you get to 3,000, so pretty high chance I'd say.
Yeah,
2,000s. So like what are your thoughts on people that like write hate comments on videos and all that?
like as in people writing like shit comments
Yeah, pretty much.
on your videos.
Or on like anyone's videos.
Find it disrespectful.
Yeah, like what's like the worst comment you've ever seen, do you think?
Uh, I don't know to tell you the truth, like because I've seen some really nasty ones.
You know, do get really nasty, obviously. The worst ones are the ones I think that involve doxing and all that. I think they're the worst ones.
Yeah,
What are your thoughts on like all these accounts that like on the AFL's YouTube channel, like Disney World or like Eagles fan 2222 or something like that, like those troll accounts? Have you seen them?
I don't think so.
Well, they're pretty well known in like the AFL community because like they pretty much troll like every AFL video, like sort of like how Codebreaker has like 60 accounts and puts the date in every comment and says things like uh, one cheek sneaks or something like that in the comments.
Yeah,
I don't know if you've seen Codebreaker or anyone around.
yeah, yeah. I've seen him around.
Have you like ever had like just this one person that like trolls your live streams or videos, then you block them, then they just come back on a new account?
Uh, yeah, I've had a couple of people done that in the past, and I had doxing people, and so I had to block them straight away.
Yeah, like it's really annoying how they just like you block them, then they just come back on a new account.
Yeah,
Like they're pretty much stalking you.
yeah, that's right.
So like, what's the future for the Kicking Goals with Nick channel?
Well, I want to become a professional channel in the years to come, as long as my channel doesn't get falsely taken down. Um, at the moment, I'm doing tipping videos and sometime this week I'll be having a match day vlog coming out.
Yeah, I'm excited to see that match day vlog. Well, this video will be up next Sunday at the time of recording this, so the match day vlog will already be up, I think. So
Yeah,
if it is already up, I guess I'll put a link to it in the description so people can go watch it. Yeah, I think it'll definitely be an interesting vlog. That's for sure. So, do you plan on like coming back and uploading consistently?
yeah, I will. In the near future, I just got to get my content right in my videos.
Yeah. Looking forward to seeing tips every week from you and all that, and matchday vlogs. Yeah. So like, what's your subscriber goal?
Well, I've got 580 subscribers at the moment, and I'm hoping to get to 600 subscribers by the end of the year.
So surely we can get Nick to 600 subscribers soon. So yeah, anyone watching this, please be sure to subscribe to Digging Goals with Nick in the comment section. And yeah, let's get him to 600 subscribers.
Yeah, that'll mean the world to me. So if you haven't subscribed, please go and do so. I make really decent content.
He definitely does make some pretty decent content. So 1,000 subscribers, do you think you could get there at some point?
Um, Hopefully, maybe. Like if I keep improving on my content, then might be a big chance.
Would you? What sort of celebrations would you do?
I don't know. I might do something on my second channel, which is called Life with Nick. That's my personal channel where I post other stuff. I might do a video there, and I might do maybe a mukbang, or
Yeah, that would be.
because I know you did a KFC one
Yeah,
when you
that
were
one.
when you were living in Queensland.
I had a feeling that one would get a lot of views. That's why I did that. And it actually got over 1,000 views. So
And I might do a Q and A maybe. Um, but I might do like a vote thing in the pool, and whoever gets the most votes, I'll do that thing. Maybe a house tour, maybe.
yeah, all those are good options. I love doing Q&As. People sometimes ask really stupid questions though.
Yeah,
Like sometimes it's funny, sometimes it's just way too stupid.
yeah,
And they want to ask gross questions and all that, or really personal questions.
yeah.
Do you have like many video ideas for your second channel?
Well, I don't want to do like challenges, top 10 videos. Like I've done a top 10 favorite foods and hated foods video.
Yeah,
I'm thinking about doing maybe maybe a top 10 drinks and top 10 hated drinks, maybe.
that'll be good.
Um, Top 10 fruit slash vegetables, like what you did.
Yeah, because people question that I ate them.
Yeah,
Yeah, those will be pretty good videos, I think. Because I can't remember what you said, like your favorite food was in your video.
I I said my favorite was chicken parma.
Oh, yeah. I think your least favorite was corn.
But yeah, I can't stand corn.
I'm not a huge fan of corn either. Oh yeah, don't blame you there. So what like AFL stadiums have you been to so far?
I've been to the MCG, Marvel Stadium. Oh yeah, I've been to Adelaide Oval a few times. I've been to Norwood Oval. I've been to Mount Barker, which is in Adelaide as well. Yes, they're the ovals I've been to watch the footy.
Are there any grounds you want to go to at some point?
Um, I wouldn't mind going to maybe the Gabba and maybe the SCG and the stadium that used to be called Giant Stadium and and Gold Coast's home ground, which used to be called Metricon. You know, and Optus Stadium in Perth. Yeah, I wouldn't mind going to all the stadiums at least once, some stage in my life.
Yeah, that's the same with me. I think like Adelaide Oval's probably next on my bucket list. And then obviously Optus. And I want to go to Tassie as well at some point. So yeah, watch a game of footy in Tassie or a test match. Or maybe Big Bash even. Yeah, I think my next like holiday is either going to be in Adelaide or Tassie. One of those two. You know, like when your next holiday might be.
I don't know, to tell you the truth. I mean, I am planning to move to Adelaide one day because I want to get out of my shithole town. Because I live in a shithole town like what you did in Bogan Bay.
Yeah, that was a shithole.
Yeah, I've heard that Harvey Bay was a shithole town and it can get really rough down there.
Yeah,
It's the same where I'm living as well. There's a lot of bogans and although at least when when I go to the supermarket, people do leave those scooters outside.
I like in Harvey Bay. There'll be like at least four people on mobility scooters, like um, in the shops, just getting in everyone's way,
But
and they complain when you're in their way.
yeah, like, they're also called gophers.
Yeah, I just call them mo-
Mobility, mobility scooters.
yeah, mobility scooter bogans.
Yeah,
Like, so a lot of them are just like middle aged and just too lazy to walk around, pretty much. And like, if there's something on the top shelf they can't reach, they always get someone else to get it for them. They
yeah.
don't feel like getting up. And yeah, there's and the old people are just really cranky all the time in Bogan Bay. And then there's people that do drugs. Like how I saw that drug deal at Golden Chicken that time. And it turns out that guy that dealt the drugs was pretty well known for doing it.
Yeah,
Yeah. Never trust someone wearing a hoodie on a hot summer's day because they're always doing something sus. So what is like your biggest bogan encounter you've ever had?
like as in like how many?
Like, what's your like, I guess, most feral thing you've seen?
Oh, I, I've seen when I'm working. There's these I always see this lady sitting down, homeless lady sitting down near where I work, and always asking for money and stuff and for smokes and I'm like, why is she always doing that when I'm at my workplace too?
Yeah, I don't know if I've ever seen any homeless people. Um, But there has been like times where people have asked for smokes, or this one guy was standing around like at 5 o'clock in the morning, and told me he was doing some cones. Like he asked me what the time was and said, "I'm just out here doing some cones." Yeah, that was pretty feral. And yeah, like just get so many just nutcases around, just really weird people in Bogan Bay. Have you ever witnessed like any big brawls or anything like that?
Like, oh, I guess in big fights.
Yeah,
Yeah, I mean, I had in local footy um when I used to watch one of my brothers play footy, and um there was this one time that the opposition um that they started the whole thing in some last quarter. This happened in 2018, and they had to call the game off halfway through the last quarter because it got all hectic, and
yeah,
that and the person who started it got banned for the rest of the year playing.
yeah. Obviously, like in every local footy competition, there's like fights every now and then. Like the biggest fight that's ever happened in local footy was back in 2015. So it was my team just won the premiership in local footy, and the opposition team was salty. They decided they wanted to fight us. So it was a big brawl at the end of the game, like after we won the premiership, and like a whole heap of players had to go to the tribunal. I was one of them that had to, but I'd moved to Townsville by then, so I never ended up doing it. Um, yeah, that was a massive brawl. And then one day I was driving home from work, and all of a sudden, this guy was in front of me. He got out of his car. There was this other guy, and they started fighting each other. I was like, "What is going on here?" And they just randomly started fighting each other on the side of the road.
Oh wow!
Yeah, that was pretty crazy. Yeah, and every now and then at the shop, someone gets caught stealing, and they cause a massive scene. This one guy, once he wanted to fight everyone because he got caught stealing. He was saying, "Hey, you meet me outside," and all this other stuff. Yeah, that was pretty crazy. What's the best local footy moment you've seen, you think?
Well, I mean, I don't really remember a lot of local footy moments, but I do remember what, what my brother that played um, footy. He kicked a nice goal from the boundary, and he we we were up and about when he kicked it.
Yeah, you'd always be up and about after kicking a really good goal like that. I actually kicked one from the boundary one day in the wet. It was pissing down with rain. And yeah, so I was on the lead, the forward pocket. The ball was kicked to me. It fell short. Like I had a feeling it would fall short for some reason. It did. So like I picked up the ball. My opponent was behind me, and then I kicked a banana from the boundary, and like it went in. Yeah, that was pretty cool. And there was a guy one time, at local footy. He slipped over in the goal square, but then he marked the ball still. And then like while he was still laying down, he kicked the ball over his head and kicked a goal.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, that was a pretty cool moment. Have you ever seen like anyone take a massive specky?
Not that I can think of, no.
I've never seen one either, but I've seen some good goals. Yeah, like I see clips of like people local footy taking massive speckies every now and then. Like I've never actually seen one myself. Do you have like any other stories you want to tell from like your YouTube career or anything?
Well, I mean, apart from my Nick Valerio account being falsely terminated, um, which was a dark time in my YouTube career. Well, there hasn't really been any major things happening in my YouTube career. Like I know you've been through some dark times in your YouTube career.
Yeah, I'm on like account number 8 now. This is like my 8th account.
Yeah.
So yeah, I mean a lot's happened, but yeah, there's been some good times. My favourite time was probably the Ronin 79 time.
Yeah.
And that was like funniest time, most entertaining time. But there's no way like anything like that would happen these days, anything that entertaining would happen these days. YouTube would just take it all down immediately. Well, Ronan did eventually take my Footy Freak channel down when I made too many roasting videos on him. Yeah, so, but I'll never forget the harassment and bullying.
Oh, you can't even say harassment properly.
Yeah, how did you feel about being on his warning list of subtle hobbies?
I found it quite ridiculous when he put my name on the list, and I was like, "What the fuck?"
You're like, I was definitely number one on his list.
Yeah, no surprises there.
What were your thoughts on like people being on the list more than once, like on different accounts? Like,
Yeah, what was the point putting it on more than once? They're the same person.
I think Aussie Fever was on there, then Aussie Fever Vlogs was on there, and I tried to tell him, this is the same person. He goes, no, it's not. Yeah, then people like there was one person that got on the list for like not really saying anything. Like he said, oh, because I mentioned something that Ronan said, and then he said, oh, that's pretty dumb, and then he got on the list for it. So, yeah, he had like 50 accounts on that list at one point. Yeah, there was other videos that he made like that I never ended up downloading for some reason, but he had this beef with someone named Nima. And I remember this video he made where at one point he just yelled out the name Neymar. And I found that really funny when he did that. But yeah, it's been pretty much an hour now since we started filming. So is there anything else you wanted to say?
Not really.
Yeah, so go ahead and subscribe to Kicking Goals with Nick. He makes some pretty decent content. Link to his channel is in the description. So Nick, thank you for coming on today.
Thanks for having me on, Stoody.
Yeah, it's been good having you on. So yeah, thank you all for watching this podcast. Feel free to subscribe for more podcasts like these. Links to my other social media accounts and to my main channel will be in the description. I hope you've had a good day, and I'll see you all in the next podcast.